What is going on, people? It's Ranger with Raw Boxing TV. We're back at it again. Today we have a very good video about a very good fight coming up. We are grinding, y'all. We are grinding. I'm trying to get in touch with a couple of fighters, trying to bring them to the channel so that we can do more interviews. I recently had a very successful interview, about an hour and 40 minutes worth of interview with trainer Ismael Salas. If you want to check that out, simply go to my videos and you'll see it there. Let's talk about this fight that's approaching. Canelo Alvarez versus Callum Smith, the brother after revenge. Revenge! That's what he wants. Very, very, very good fight. And I'm very surprised that Canelo Alvarez is actually coming back before the end of the year, which is a good thing. We're going to close the worst year in human history. See how the British was coming out? The worst year in history. It was coming out on me. Closed the worst year in history, man. With a good fight. We've already had the Danny Garcia versus Earl Spence. We're going to have Canelo Alvarez versus Callum Smith. That night on the same card, we should have another exciting fight. It's about heavyweight Frank Sanchez. So we're working, man. We're going to talk about this fight today. Very interesting. Canelo Alvarez has closely been cleaning out every division that he's been stepping into. Canelo Alvarez is it's somebody that years ago was not at this status, but as the year went by, he just kept on getting in the ring and kept on getting better at what he does. He has kept the hunger for success alive, and that's very rare because he started as a professional boxer at the tender age of 15 in Mexico, and started his amateur career, I believe, at the age of 13. So he only had a couple of years as an amateur. And so, as any fighter has had, he's had good fights, he's had bad fights, he's had fights that the results have been disputed, such as, I believe, the first fight with GGG, the fight with Erislandy Lara, but nevertheless, he was awarded, one was a draw, he was awarded a victory in another, and he has just continued to climb the ranks. That's Canelo Alvarez. He comes in at this fight with a record of 53 victories, only one defeat against the best boxer that walks the earth, Floyd Mayweather. Two draws in his record, and 36 victories by the way of knockout. He comes into this fight bringing us a whopping 64.29% of knockout ratio, of knockout in his 64% knockout victories. I'm sorry, I got twisted in my own tongue. And he's going to be facing Callum Smith, who is the #1 guy in his division, who is the guy that knows how to counterpunch, who is the guy that brings about 6-7 inches in height advantage, who is the guy that it's undefeated with 27 victories and 19 knockouts, who is the guy that comes with a 70.37% knockout, and who is the guy that was born in Liverpool, England. Shouts out to the Red Devils. We're working. Y'all ain't getting the Champions League this year. You didn't get it last year. You ain't gonna get it this year. But that's another sport. Let's keep talking. I just had to get that out of my system. This is a very interesting fight for the simple fact that Canelo Alvarez, as a free agent now, is the man calling the shots in his career. And that is something very big for the sport of boxing. That is something very big for other fighters that make a name for themselves. They need to realize they don't have to be locked up to a promotional company when they've already made a name for themselves. When they have become a cash cow. When they hold belts, when they go division by division winning fights. It's very, very important that these fighters remember that they see, that they learn. You know, a lot of Canelo fans might disagree with me on this one, but I got to tell you, I am one of the people that thinks that the defeat versus Floyd Mayweather was a valuable lesson for Canelo Alvarez, not only as a boxer inside the ring. It allowed him to see the magnitude that a boxer can reach. It probably made him look at all that and say, this is what I want. I'm going to do what it takes to go after it. And I can tell you right now that he has done it. And I want to congratulate him. I truly do. I want to congratulate him because at the end of the day, every fighter wants their freedom. Just like every musician wants their freedom from the record labels. Say it ain't so. That's a fact. Canelo has gotten that freedom. But not only has he gotten the freedom, because there's other fighters that have gotten their freedoms, but immediately you see them jumping into another promotional company. Now, according to Canelo, because he is free, all of these fights that we've been wanting him involved in are going to take place. And to give us an evidence that that is the case, he's fighting the number one guy at that weight division, Callum Smith. Let's talk about Callum Smith, because I could sit here and talk about Canelo, but matter of fact, no, let's talk about Canelo. Over the years, has grown to be a very good boxer. Very good boxer. Has very good power. Has a hell of a chin. A hell of a chin. The only time I ever remember seeing Canelo wobbled was against Cotto's brother in a tiny bet versus Floyd Mayweather. A tiny bet versus Floyd Mayweather. Those are the only two times I've ever seen Canelo wobble. He fought Triple G. That boy took everything Triple G had to offer. That boy got hit flush with punches from Triple G that would have destroyed other fighters. In fact, they have destroyed other fighters. Let me add, that have destroyed other very, very good, tough fighters. He stood there, he took him, and he came back. That's right. We also seen Canelo increase the level of upper body movement in his game. You see how he be making boxers miss. Right? Now, the only thing that worries me about Canelo in regards to his upper body movement is I would like to see him combine his upper body movement with a little bit of counterpunch immediately. Because right now we've seen him, he's very comfortable dipping, weaving, but there's nothing coming back. He has to reposition himself and then come back with something. I personally would like to see him learn, because it's never too late to learn. He's only 30 years old. Learn how to immediately dip, duck, bob, weave, and come back with something immediately. I would think it will make him a little more lethal. It would. It actually would make him more lethal. He would become a very, very dangerous counterpuncher. Why? Because if you get a guy like Callum Smith, who knows that all he's got to do is stay at the mid-range or stay outside, and possibly implement his height, his reach advantage, he can already see that Canelo is probably going to bob, weave, dip. But right as he does that, since he knows Canelo is not going to come back with an immediate counterpunch, he can simply move out of range, reposition himself, restart it all over again. How long can he keep that up? Who knows? It all depends on what type of fight Canelo brings as well. And so that's what I'm saying. Canelo Alvarez is giving us the last fight of the year, I believe, and it's a very good fight. Let's talk about Callum Smith, shall we? It's a very, very, very interesting gentleman who is, of course, like I said at the beginning of the video, undefeated. And what I like about Callum Smith, let's leave aside the height and the reach advantage. We know that's apparent. That's you can't argue that. What I like about Callum Smith, though, He's a go-getter in the ring. What I like about Callum Smith, he can throw combination. He knows how to counterpunch. He knows how to use his reach advantage. Excuse me, I'm a little tired. Callum Smith has given us a lot of my favorite knockouts, which are body punches. Body punches. And body punches. Callum Smith has fought fighters that have been aggressive, have landed some good shots on him, as heighted as he is, and then within the pocket, while in the pocket, you can see him counterpunching and dropping his opponent, which is something very interesting and very rare on a fighter of that height. You usually see that at the lower weight division with shorter fighters. They stay in the pocket. They know how to counterpunch with them short inside shots and knocking people out. But this guy, being as tall as he is able to do that very comfortably. Now, don't be fooled by the percentage of knockouts. 70% is a good percent. However, I don't think, I might be wrong. This is why I love boxing. I do not think he possesses enough power to hurt Canelo. I truly don't. I do think he possesses enough power to make Canelo have some level of respect for him. Right? I don't think he possesses enough power to make Canelo move away from him, because not even GGG was able to do that. But nevertheless, Callum Smith does possess tools that could potentially land him a victory in this fight. Let's not forget that he's no pushover. Let's not forget that he's probably been studying Canelo Alvarez for a while. Mainly because Canelo Alvarez is the guy that everybody in those weight divisions want. Everybody wants Canelo from 160, from 154 up to 175. Everybody wants Canelo because that's where the money is. Everybody would like to put another dent in that record. And it's not impossible. It's boxing. It's boxing. The keys to the victories in Canelo Alvarez: try to maintain the fight at the mid-range and inside. Why? You're the guy, the shorter guy. You're the guy with the shorter arms. You also possess power. You possess pretty good upper body movement. Against a fighter who is taller than you with longer arms, if you can stay within the mid-range or inside, doesn't matter what he does. It's harder for him to extract his arm and still deliver enough power and speed to be able to hit you because his arms are too long, while you can work comfortably at mid-range and inside because you're the shorter guy with the shorter arms. The guy that knows how to chop up the body. The guy that works very good uppercuts. The guy that has very good upper body movement. So it's very important that we keep that in mind. The keys to victories with Callum Smith: obviously, be semi-aggressive, partially aggressive. Bring forth a very strategic game to keep Canelo at a distance, but not to fight lazy. Do not think that because you're going to land ones and twos, maybe ones and threes, and then move, you're going to win this fight. To beat Canelo that night, you're going to have to put a hurting on Canelo. And when I say hurting, I don't mean wobble him, knock him down. Hey, if you do, great. I mean, put leather on him. Put leather on him. Make it apparent. Look, ain't no way you can rob me of this fight. I'm going to put all the leather on this kid. Even if I don't hurt him, even if I don't bruise him, even if I don't cut him, even if I don't drop him, I'm going to put the leather because I want the world to see it. When Canelo comes in, clinch. Make him uncomfortable. Frustrate the champ. Frustrate the champ. Even though he's not the champ. I call him the champ just mainly because he's been sweeping all of those divisions. In reality, Smith is the champ. But you got to make it a little dirty in there for Canelo. Keep him out there. Sometimes, not all the time, at a mid-range. Work him, boom, push him out. Keep him outside. Then ones and twos, uppercuts. Right? Very careful. If he is able to break through your distance and even break through the mid-range, lock those arms up, make the referee step in there, win this fight. This is a very good fight, guys. Don't go to sleep in this fight. I know that we as fans, we want our favorite guys to win, but this is a very good fight, and it's going to take a lot of strategy to win on both ends. The question is, will Callum Smith be able to take Canelo's power? A lot of people have argued that Canelo at this weight division has no power. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Apparently, he had enough power to make Triple G respect him. So we just have to sit and wait. Sit and wait. Let's just see what happens in this fight. You know, I like to remind you to hit the like button. That's pretty much the way you're going to help this channel. If you're not subscribed to me yet, go ahead and do so. If you've been liking the video, activate the notification bell so that you can be notified next time I upload a video. We're working, like I said. I'm going to be working on bringing you guys some more fighters interviews. As of now, a lot of the people that I've reached, some have gotten back to me, some have not. And we're working. We're grinding to bring the Raw Nation the best that I can do. That's it for now, guys. Once again, I'd like to remind you to subscribe and activate the notification bell. Drop in your comments on the comments who you think is going to win this fight. Why do you think he's going to win this fight? Share this video on your social media. Till next time, I'm out.